إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستهديه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا وسيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له، وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأشهد أن محمدًا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وسلم. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء، واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم، ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. أما بعد, my dear respected brothers and sisters in Islam, we stand before you today and we go back to the book of Allah Azza wa Jal, where He subhanahu wa ta'ala said, هذا بيان للناس وهدى وموعظة للمتقين ولا تهنوا ولا تحزنوا وأنتم الأعلون إن كنتم مؤمنين. إن يمسسكم قرح فقد مس القوم قرح مثله وتلك الأيام نداولها بين الناس وليعلم الله الذين آمنوا ويتخذ منكم شهداء والله لا يحب الظالمين. My dear brothers and sisters, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us a great honor, a great virtue, a great opportunity, the opportunity of martyrdom, the opportunity of ash-shahada fi sabilillah. Nobody can deny, nobody can dispute, to attain martyrdom, to be a shaheed, is a great status, is a great blessing, is a great honor. Allah Azza wa Jal, He selects and He chooses whom He wills. This is a gift. This is a grant that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives. And He selects from His servants whom is worthy, whom is deserving, whomever He wills, He gives them ash-shahada fi sabilillah. Not anyone can attain this. Not anyone can have the rank of a shaheed. But those who are given that rank, those who have been blessed to have a shahada fi sabilillah, they have been given all the goodness. All the khair is for them. So when we look at our brothers and sisters in Gaza, when we look at the Muslimin sacrificing their life for the sake of Allah Azza wa Jalla, we ask Allah an yaktubhum min ash-shuhada. Don't grieve, don't weaken, don't despair. They've been given something so special. How we wish we would be given the same thing. How we wish that we can attain the ranks of a shaheed. When Allah Azza wa Jal takes the shaheed, Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he said on the day of judgment, the one who is wounded in the path of Allah for the cause of Allah Azza wa Jal, he would come and his wound is bleeding. اللون لون الدم والريح ريح المسك. On the day of judgment, the wound would be bleeding the color of blood, but the fragrance will be the fragrance of musk. This is the rank of the shaheed. This ummah cannot be defeated. This ummah has within it men and women who would give their life for the sake of Allah Azza wa Jal. When the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam was asked, when he was asked about which type of fighting, which type of battle is for the sake of Allah, is it the one who does so courageously? Is it the one who does it with passion? Is it the one who does it to show off? And the Prophet ﷺ, he made it clear for each and every one of us. He said, من قاتل لتكون كلمة الله هي العليا فهو في سبيل الله. The one who fights so the word of Allah Azza wa Jal would be supreme. This is the cause. This is the mission. فهو في سبيل الله. This is what is it. This is what is for the cause of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They want us to believe that the battle in Palestine is a dispute over land. They want us to believe that it's nationalistic, that it's Palestine versus Israel. But in reality, it's a battle of kufr and iman. It's a battle of aqeedah. It's a battle of Ahlul Haqq and Ahlul Batil. When the battle broke out, we quickly seen the Western countries, the mainstream media, all aligned with the Zionist enemy. We quickly seen them condemning our brothers and sisters. We quickly seen them voicing their support for the Zionist enemy. In moments like this, Allah Azza wa Jal exposes, where's your allegiance? Where's your alliance? But for the Muslimin, where's our rulers? Where's our leaders? The courageous among them was maybe able to put out a statement. You even seen the American army, the American military, sending out warships, sending out 2,000 Marines in support and aid of the Zionists. We even see Western corporations giving their funds and giving their voice and giving their support. In moments like this, we stand together, we stand united with our brothers and sisters. We stand and we align ourselves with Allah Azza wa Jal, with His Messenger, and with our brothers. It has to be clear. Our rulers, our politicians, those who are ruling over the Muslim lands, the courageous from them put out a weak statement. Or some of them just said, we need to put together a conference, a meeting to study the matter. These are not people to be trusted. These are not people who are responsible for the best interest of the Muslimin. When the Prophet ﷺ came back from the Battle of Uhud, he found Jabir ibn Abdullah. He found him, he looked down, he looked distressed. And he asked him, what is wrong, ya Jabir? Radiyallahu anhu. And Jabir, he spoke about the passing of his father who passed away in the battle of Uhud. And he left behind him debt, and he left behind him many children. And the Prophet ﷺ wanted to give him good news. He told him, should I tell you about your father and how Allah Azza wa Jal spoke to him? And what Allah Azza wa Jal said to him? And he told him, Jabir said, yes, of course. And the Prophet ﷺ went on to speak. And he said that Allah Azza wa Jal asked him, O my servant, ask and I shall give you. And Jabir's father, he asked to go back to this dunya, to go back to this world, so he can give his life again for the sake of Allah. And Allah Azza wa Jal, he responded, he said, I have decreed that no one is to go back after they have died. And then his father, he said, then let the people from behind that I have left behind know of my status. And this is where Allah Azza wa Jal revealed the beautiful verse. وَلَا تَحْسَبَنَّ الَّذِينَ قُتِلُوا فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ أَمْوَاتٍ بَلْ أَحْيَاءٌ عِنْدَ رَبِّهِمْ يُرْزَقُونَ فَرِحِينَ بِمَا آتَاهُمُ اللَّهُ مِنْ فَضْلِهِ وَيَسْتَبْشِرُونَ بالذين لم يلحقوا بهم من خلفهم ألا تحزنوا ولا تخافوا وَأَلَّا خَوْفٌ عَلَيْهِمْ وَلَا هُمْ يَحْزَنُونَ. The verse was revealed that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala do not believe that those who have died, those who have gone back to their Lord have died. They are living with Allah Azza wa Jal. And Allah is providing for them. And they are rejoicing. We are the Ummah of a Shahada. When it comes to victory, we always look at victory from the point of view of a military victory. But this Ummah is victorious either way. Either the military victory, ya amma al-nasr, ya amma al-shahada. Either military victory or the victory of the blessing of martyrdom. When you look in the history of the Ummah, whenever we have left the battlefield, we experience humiliation. The Prophet ﷺ, he said that when we attached ourselves to the dunya, وَأَخَذْتُمْ أَذْنَابَ الْبَقَرِ وَرَضِيتُمْ بِالزَّرْعِ وَتَرَكْتُمُ الْجِهَادِ سَلَّطَ اللَّهُ عَلَيْكُمْ ظُلًّا لَا يَنْزَعُهُ حَتَّى تُرْجِعُوا إِلَى دِينِكُمْ. When we leave the battle, when we leave standing up to the oppression, when we leave the bullying, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sends upon us humiliation. He would not remove it until we go back to our Lord, we go back to our religion. This is the greatest thing we can do, is turn back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, turn back to our deen. Where we are right now, we can give victory by turning back to our deen, by adhering to the rulings of Allah, to the deen of Allah, to the sharia of Allah. But we can also do our own jihad. Jihad is not only on the battlefield, but jihad with your money. Give and donate and aid to help your brothers and sisters. It's moments like this where you show Allah Azza wa Jal what you are capable of. At the time of the Prophet ﷺ, he sent 70 from the reciters of the Quran to go teach Quran. And they were ambushed. And one of the Sahaba from the Ansar, he was stabbed with a spear. and as he was dying, he said, "Fuztu wa Rabbil Kaaba." This is the understanding that we need to grasp. That when your life is taken for the sake of Allah, this is the victory. This is the realization that you're going back to the Jannah of Allah, the paradise from Allah. That your death, when we understand that our death is merely a transition back to Allah, when we realize our death is a martyrdom, this is when the Ummah would be successful. And this is what this Sahabi, he said, "Fuztu wa Rabbil Kaaba." I have been successful by the Lord of the Kaaba. And this is what Allah Azza wa Jal described for Ashab al-Ukhdud, the people of the fire, when they were gathered and they were put in front of the fire. Either they disbelieve or they're thrown in the fire, and they were steadfast. And Allah Azza wa Jal, He's described this whole situation, their steadfastness, as being ذَلِكَ الْفَوْزُ الْكَبِيرُ. This is the great success, this is the great victory. From the meanings of victory and success is that we have thabat. So we ask Allah Azza wa Jal in this difficult time to aid our brothers and sisters and to give them thabat and to give them victory. أقول ما تسمعون واستغفر الله لي ولكم فاستغفروه. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. In moments like this, we rally together, we mobilize, we unify, we support our brothers and sisters wholeheartedly, and we hate and we despise the enemies of Allah and those who support the oppression, the occupation, the Zionist enemies. Don't be deceived by the niceties. Don't be deceived when the Prime Minister or the President of such and such a country comes out and tells you Eid Mubarak or Salam Alaikum or throws a couple of Arabic words, and then we get deceived. We think these people are with us. We think that they support us. If we don't stand up for ourselves for the past 70 years, 100 years, what has happened to our brothers and sisters in Palestine except increased oppression, increased killing, increased bombardment, increased terrorism on them? And we have stood by year after year, decade after decade, generation after generation, thinking that someone's going to come help us. The change is only going to happen when we change ourselves and when we help ourselves. Allah tells us clearly, وَلَنْ تَرْضَ عَنْكَ الْيَهُودُ وَلَا النَّصَارَى حَتَّى تَتَّبِعَ مِلَّتَهُمْ. They're never going to be pleased with you, the Jews or the Christians, until you follow their way, until you follow their deen. It's moments like this that makes it abundantly clear that we have to align together, we have to work together to advance our own interests, to benefit al-Muslimin. Put aside all the nationalistic foolishness that they have deceived us with, all the flags and all the fake borders that we have. This ummah has always been one ummah. Muslimin first and foremost. It doesn't matter your skin color. It doesn't matter the name of the country. It matters that we are powerful together as an ummah. From far, people are rallying in Malaysia, in Indonesia, in Pakistan, in India, in the Middle East, in Africa, all over the world, Muslimin. But when we come back and we hold on to the rope of Allah, we turn back to our religion, then we will find victory, then we will find success, then we will find tamkeen, and Allah Azza wa Jal will give us. But in the meantime, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, this religion is manufacturing. And Gaza, our brothers and sisters there, are teaching us how it's done, what the real sacrifice is. But many of us, the Prophet ﷺ described أَصَابَنَا الْوَهَنِ. We've been inflicted with wahan. Prophet ﷺ was asked, وَمَا الْوَهَنِ وَمَا الْوَهَنِ حُبُّ الدُّنْيَا وَكَرَاهِيَةُ الْمَوْتِ. When we love the dunya so much, we become so attached to it and we hate to die. But we need to turn that formula around, that we don't care for this dunya, but we're ready to give our lives for the sake of Allah, for the deen of Allah. This ummah are the best people on earth. Don't doubt it for a second. Speak loudly and proudly. The Muslimin are the best people on earth. Why? Because they worship Allah. They believe in Allah. They unify Allah. Now we have to demonstrate it. This deen produces men. This deen produces men. And even great women. The first martyr in Islam was a woman. Sumayya. She was steadfast. The first martyr to teach us the way. To teach us the way. So now our job is to teach ourselves and teach our children what it takes to give victory to this ummah. Ask Allah Azza wa Jal to aid us and to give victory for our brothers and sisters and for the Muslimin everywhere, and to destroy the Zionist enemy. Allahumma aghfir lana dhunubana wa'afina wa'fu anna. Allahumma ahdina wahdi bina waj'alna hudatan mahdiyyin. Allahumma adkhilna al-jannah birahmatika ya arhamar rahimin. Allahumma ansur al-Islam wa a'izz al-Muslimin. Wa salli Allahumma ala Muhammadin wa ala ali Muhammad wa aqim as-salah. الله أكبر.